What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to take a really early look at Cloak and Dagger. They're only at level 6, but sometimes a character, or in this case characters, come along that are so good you know you can use them early, and still get positive results. So that's what this video is going to be about. A super early look at the brand new Adamantium League reward. Now at first we were going to use them with Kurth, Enchantress, and Morbius, but for this video we're going to stick with one team up. So early on next week, we'll have the other teams I mentioned, and more. So just stay tuned for that. We're facing a throwback team for our first battle, but to be honest with you, it was really hard to find quality opponents. Like I said before, at the higher ratings, sometimes the matches actually get a lot easier. And so we kept facing teams that had 16k health, and somehow were rated 23 and 2400. It was getting very frustrating, but at least this team has solid stats. Then next match we'll look for an Angler and Null team, and at least round it out with something a little bit more normal. Now with Cloak and Dagger's first turn coming up, we do have access to our level 6 ability, which is a multifunction, but only a shot in the dark is available right away. It's basically an AoE attack that can do a lot of damage, and it's good for an earlier attack, whereas the second function is actually good the more hurt they are. But trust me, both of them are very strong. Instead though, we're going to start with Blackout, which is definitely a setup move, and it also sets up Morbius. Of course, because of all those delirium effects. You'll also notice Dark Force Dimension ticks off over 4,000 damage on the enemy. So I mean, these guys are just incredible with just about everything they do. But let me just say, before everyone says they're the greatest hero of all time, sure, they're going to be awesome, but they do have two glaring weaknesses right now. One, Blackout is almost always interrupted by Dark Energy Blade. It's extremely annoying, but it is a recurring theme. Number 2, against a Spitfire team with really high attack, or especially a Spitfire and Blade team right now, they're going to get decimated before their first turn. There's just no way they're even going to live. It'll be over as soon as it begins. But in this first match, they're kind of showing you what they can do if they are allowed to live. So just check out that shot in the dark. A huge finish from a level 6 hero. And just to let you know, we're not even really setting them up for that. We could give them rising up buffs and make it even better. So it's a pretty devastating AoE attack. For this next match, we're facing Null and Angler as promised, and this is going to be the final one in this video. It's just going to be a short look at the new character. One problem we will have is the fact that the Agent and Daemon both have Fatal Finish, so we'll have to watch out for that. Fortunately, our Agent gets to go first, and he places some dots plus Despair. But on a less brighter note, Null gets to go next. But hey, we actually get a Blinding Light preemptive counter. That of course is their passive ability, and it says chance to preemptively counter melee attacks, applying Blinded, Off Balance, and Winded. Then on their turn, we're going to try to do their setup move, Blackout, which of course also sets up Morbius like we said. But there's that mind control. It gets interrupted probably 8 or 9 times out of 10. So a serious problem for that. It's actually really similar to Winter Soldier in that they have the same exact weaknesses, being an infiltrator and getting that AoE interrupted. If only there was some way around it. Either way, on my Agent's turn, we're going to use the Blackest Void. And then with Morbius, we'll start with his quick reflexes. Then we're going to try to possess Null. It would really be incredible if this worked out, but at the very least, we're going to set him up more for our level 1 Fly-By-Night. As we know, that attack can do a lot of damage. And he also will do it as a preemptive counter with the Covert EISO. That is until Daemon purges him and gets rid of his class benefits. So that's another issue that we're going to face. Just so you guys know, our improved formula apparently gave us an extra turn And with that, we got a fly-by-night off as well. So pretty sick. And I also didn't mention that we have the Mauling AISO on it, so it applies flanked as well. All in all, a sick build for Morbius. I love this guy, but he is also an infiltrator, so that's a little bit of a problem. Now, due to Angerer stopping magic damage, we're just going to summon Scarlet Witch, and at least we'll get hexed, even though it won't deal damage. After that, we're just going to use the Ionic Devourer once again. So Null, who I see as the biggest threat, should be quite hurt after he takes this dot damage. And then he's also going to get preemptively hit by Fly-by-Night. But that means he's going to put Meteor Swarm on us. And now we really need him knocked out. But don't worry, we're going to use a Shot in the Dark. By the way, this even has Ethereal Strike, so it can hit through Intangible. And it damages everyone on their team for a considerable amount. Even though, once again, we weren't even close to being set up. After that, they're gonna dodge Angerer's summon. And with his next attack, he unfortunately is going to purge us. That's just another thing that I do hate about this character. When he shuts down my Infiltrator's ability, it just makes me so mad. But matters get even worse, because that Meteor Swarm is killing us. We easily had this won. Oh, and that Fatal Finish didn't help either. The good news is, at this point, we basically know Null is going down. We just basically have to wait until we can heal and not trigger that Fatal Finish. So ultimately, on Cloak and Dagger's turn, what we're going to do is skip our turn. We're not going to speed up Angerer's death. It's a tough decision, but it should keep us alive. Then we'll see what Angerer does on his turn, but hopefully not too much damage. That's one thing that we can almost count on though. Short of his whole purge thing, and it triggering automatically, he doesn't do that much damage. Now he does go with the Act of Darkness, but we should be fine, and with his next attack, well, he has to recharge. I have to say, this turn with my agent is pretty sick. We're going to start with the Alluring Light, then we're going to call Doctor Strange. So talk about a bunch of heals. We can do pretty much 3 on this one turn. We do have to watch Clearing Purge, but after these 2 first abilities, we might as well also use the Light Fantastic. And it'll end up working out in our favor. So then with Cloak and Dagger, we're going to use Pitch Black. Now if Cloak and Dagger would have been more injured, this would do a lot more damage. But either way, it is going to end the fight, and so we get to showcase them with the finishing blow. I think that was a pretty awesome first look, and don't worry, there's going to be plenty more to come soon. So just keep checking back. That's going to be it for now, but I want to thank you all for watching, ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.